Part of my story is about learning and how we learn and who you are as a learner. I'm one of those learners that has always been an overachiever. I spend too many countless hours studying useless information that one day we hope to become useful. So this story is actually about a relationship with a nephew. He's an elite runner. His name is Charlie Lawrence. Charlie grew up in a small town in northern Minnesota, Foley, Minnesota. Foley has about 2,700 people. On any given day, it could be 1 plus or 1 minus. But Charlie was a 3-time high school state champion in the 1500. He went to the University of Minnesota, where he also achieved on the track team, cross country, and he was team captain. And Charlie comes from some pretty good stock. You know, his dad was an athlete, his mom was an athlete, but his grandfather was born on an Indian reservation, Red Lake Indian reservation in northern Minnesota. So, and he was also the first Native American to play football in the Big Ten. So Charlie always had this thing about him, this swagger that I knew came from somewhere. How many of you know Ojibwe? Anybody here? Good. So Charlie in Ojibwe means run like the wind. No, it doesn't. But it sounds real good, right? Right. But the Germanic origins of the name Charles or Charlie, and this is true, is warrior. So Charlie decided that after college that he wanted to continue to run, and that was going to be his passion. And so in 2021, Barbara and I, who travel around with Charlie a little bit in some of his races, it was going to be in New York, the 50K national championships. And so we decided that we were going to go support him. However, you know, he needed to be supported. His family was going to be there as well. But I got the assignment of being his aide. I'll call it that at first. Really water boy, but his aide. So one of the things that first impressed me was that this is serious. I didn't know how serious it was to be that person at the table where the nutrition is passed off to the elite athletes. Some of you might have thought that athletes take water, you know, when they pass those tables. Well, elite athletes take other types of supplements. So the night before, I'm in the room with Charlie. Only place I can describe this is like a meth lab. If you've ever been, I could tell from the laughter some of you have been in a meth lab. But there's all these nutrients, all these gels, all these chemicals that have to go inside the body at the right time during the race to continue to fuel the athlete. So immediately my mind goes to work and I'm saying, why does he need all this stuff? So I take out my biological foundations dictionary, Google, and I start to study. Have you ever heard of glycogen? Well, glycogen is the glucose in your body that is stored in your muscles that provides you energy. And there's one thing that athletes don't want to do, particularly elite runners and cyclists. They don't want to, this is a medical term, so hold on. They don't want to bonk. Right? Not boink, bonk. There is a difference. And as I explained it to you, trust me, you don't want to boink when you bonk and bonk when you boink. But bonking is when you're out of energy and the glucose that's stored in the muscles in your leg, it's done. You hit a wall. So my job now became more important. I'm not only supposed to be at this table, I'm also supposed to give him these nutrients that provide him the ability to run. So I decided at that moment I would self-certify myself as a liquid nutritional specialist, right? Because I have a real job now and something really to do. I also didn't understand that he needs these bottles in a particular order. This is an actual bottle from one of his races. So there's 8 bottles, and he's running 50K, and if you don't know 50K, that's 5 Ks 10 times, right? No, I had to learn that. I had to process that, because he has to pass the table where I'm stationed to be able to get these bottles. So not only is he had to tell me there's a certain amount in each bottle, but there's also a certain way I have to hold it. I have to hold this bottle in such a way that it does not cause friction when he takes it, so they're almost dropping it. So I'm in my room all night Uh, you know, making sure that I don't mess up. Now it's race day. We're at the race. I got my assignment, I got my responsibilities, I know what I'm supposed to do, how I'm supposed to do it, and I'm at the table. And all of a sudden, I forget what he looks like. Right? There's this sea of white heads bobbing, you know? And I'm like, I knew what he looked like this morning when we got to this site, but now I'm in a mad panic because I don't know what he looks like. But then I see him out of the corner of my eye, everything's good. We hand off the first bottle, because I read it 6 times, 1. I get bottle number 2. I make sure it's 2. It's not upside down. It's the right way. So Charlie finishes in 6th place. The first time he ever ran, a 50K. The year before that, though, in 2019, Charlie qualifies for the U.S. Olympic Marathon Trials. Right? We go. It's in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm not allowed to help because they have skilled people, not self-certified. So he does that. Then he does the 50K. Now, Charlie is really more than just a little bit overachieving. And this past November, Charlie Lawrence broke the world record in the 50-mile run. 50-mile run, 4 hours, 48 minutes, and 20 seconds. Think about what you could do in that amount of time. I'm telling you, at the race table, I'm thinking about going shopping, I'm thinking about, you can't go to the bathroom, what are you going to do? And you almost really have to stay focused. But in 3 days, we leave for Orlando, Florida, because the U.S. Olympic Marathon Trials are in Orlando, Florida, and Charlie has once again qualified for the Olympic trials. I do have a responsibility outside the Olympic Committee and the work that those 5 people have to do, but the determination that I've learned from this young man and this sport, and then even being an aide as a liquid nutritional specialist is really important. So I want to thank y'all for listening to my story. I want you to support your liquid nutritional specialist outside. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ron.